Hello guys, it's 29th December, Wednesday. Feeling a bit crusty, a bit tired from work on the Escort. That oil leak from the transmission's been haunting me ever since I recently got the thing back on the road. But it's escalated to the point where I had to fix it, so I'm relieved it's done, so I can park the car up, leave it, and I'll give it a big detail next week, ready for some of it. So, but today's mission is coupe. So I'm just chasing this body line. So what I've done, I've got one of the splines, and the rear quarter, I'll explain what the go is here, but from this point, about this point onwards, I've marked a straight line, so it's pretty good. I've got the light on the roof over there that I've got from Bunnings. It's really good for chasing body lines, but the light coming from these two doors is giving me a nice reflection on the bottom side of this panel, and I'm able to work out where the body line should be. So I'm just looking at this point here, moves along. It gets a little bit funky around here, so I've got to look at that. Then over here, it's got like a high spot across here, high or low, I'm not sure just yet. I'll have to get a small spline and look at the angles and stuff. And you move along here more, it's pretty good. It goes here, and then it goes straight, and then it seems like it goes off a little bit like here. And I thought there might have been something I may have done wrong, but then looking on the internet, someone shared this this video, this red GS Falcon for sale, XB like this. I look at it, they had these really good photos of it, like this dealership in Queensland or something. But look at the photos, and I noticed that the GS line, it doesn't just go perfectly straight. It sort of goes across and goes down a bit, which makes sense because it seems like the seam goes down a bit, the line, body line. So it's enough to worry about. So this is, the shape here is, I reckon it's pretty original. It starts changing a bit up here because there's been obviously a lot of damage prior to me repairing it. So yeah, I'll just chase this line now. So for the purpose showing you what I've done here, I've got this spline, I've set it up, I've had to tape it there so I'm able to film it for you. But when you push down on the sides and just try to keep this spline flat, you can see a gap along here, which indicates to me, my understanding, that there's a bit of a high spot there, because naturally this does curve in, it starts to curve in here. So all I'll do, I'll put some tape across the bottom, that'll give me something, a really strong guideline of where to go. I'll take the top off it. So I'll just mark permanent marker, and I'll look at the reflection, because once I start sanding, you can't really tell as easy. So I put some masking tape along the permanent marker line, and I've used this spline here. It's like 3mm thick, 120 grit, 80 grit be ideal, but it's just so aggressive. So you just have to make sure the sandpaper's good. But what I've been doing is just concentrating this whole area and sort of blending it in, and I'm chasing this line. So you're working it down and you're getting closer to that line. So pretty much if you mark a permanent marker line straight across the panel, put some masking tape to protect the lower area, and gives you a really good area to go, a good way of guiding where you're going, and you just work towards that line. So you can see here, looks really good now. A little bit of something going on here, but I've got to be careful because when I hit here I can mess this up. So but yeah, I'll just work way across this panel, because that's what I've done. Done this on driver's side, and it's really good. Well, I can't really see much now. It's a bit something going on here. I can fix that a little bit there, but overall it's relatively straight. So I finished doing the top. So what I'll do now, I'll get masking tape and I'll mask the top, and then I'll concentrate on this bottom bit here, but it's already pretty good. Yeah. So I'm chasing the body line in this guard now. So I've taped up the bottom. I've already done the top, had taped up there, done the bottom. So yeah, what I learnt, I was getting the spline, I was marking a straight line from the rear quarter to door, and I got to here, and if I went straight line there, the line was gonna end up here somewhere. So I thought, what am I to do? So I went back to my photos. I got off Google. It's this one here. It's in Queensland. It's got a link there. I can hit the website if I look at more photos. But yeah, just give me an idea. It's not perfectly straight. It sort of goes along and ovals up. So what I do, I get masking tape, stick it on here, and I hold it like a big elastic band, and I just follow the body line that was already there, follow it down, and then that gives me like that nice sort of shape it needs. So far so good. I've hit metal there, so I'm just gonna have to repeat the process. So what I'll do, I'll scuff up the areas around it, and I'll focus doing putting more poly primer on the lines, because yeah, it's gonna take a bit of work to get them right, but I'm on the right track. So when I put the poly on here, I'll probably put it on this afternoon because it gets pretty fumy in here when it's got poly on it. And then I'll go somewhere like the roof or another area of the car. Done the passenger side, gave it a hit. It's a lot better. Still has a bit of work to do yet, but you really can't do it in one hit. You got to go over and over until you're happy with it. It's reasonably straight. I wasn't going to paint it this early, but the sun come out and the days are a bit different than normal now, so it gets a bit cool at night, so I figured I'd better off do it now. So what I've got this line now. This side's already pretty good, so I've got the line where I want it. I'm just chasing that line now, working it towards the tape. So I reckon that's where I pulled up. Might do a little bit more in here. But yeah, this side's really good. Shouldn't take much to do this. I've done the driver's side, I'll show you that after. But I've just blocked the top here. This tape I had there the whole time. See, I've poly coated this today and it's gone off so quick. It's just awesome. I had the fan going on it. There's a bit of sun picked up. I got up to around late 20s, so it's gone off really quick. Hasn't totally gone off, but it's given me the opportunity to address some of the highs and lows. So what I've done, when I put this tape over the top, the thing about these coupes, I've noticed at car shows and stuff, they got this definitive line goes across here. I don't know if they're meant to be like that, but from memory, looking at really original Falcons, and you can see a very faint line, like it's there, but it hasn't got like a sharp edge on it. So at this point in time, I'm concentrating on getting a nice line across the side, but I don't know what to do about the back here. I know they haven't got a definitive line on them, so what I'm trying to do, I'm just opening the tape up just slightly, so it gives me a higher, sort of wider seam, body line. The other side's come out really good. It's come out amazing, actually. I'll show you that soon. But what I'll do now, I'll take this tape off, this one, and then I'll just concentrate in the body line. I won't do anything else, and I'll scuff the rest up and just give it a coat. I think it's overall the panels are pretty straight now. It's just concentrating on these body lines. Totally stuffed. Been at this all day. I've blocked this side down completely, blocked the other side. Then I went back and just done this, blocked this body line again, because it was a little bit, it's even now it's a little bit off on just in the, I'll show you this, but shut this bloody compressor up. Yeah, so it's looking pretty damn good. Goes across, and it's this bit of a low there. I'll build it up again. Probably come out next time I sand it, I reckon. But I'm undecided. Well, this hard to say, but looking at other coupes, and they've got this nice definitive line on them. But then I've seen others that it's just like this. It's just round, no real body line. But I reckon I'll do what I've done with the doors and the guards, and make just a nice body line that comes across, and it'll just make it look more sort of blend in with the rest. Because if I have a nice body line here, then nothing across here, it's a bit different. So I'll show you the other side. It's really good. So I haven't done anything at this rear quarter, but look at this. Don't know how well you can see it, but it's really straight. It's come out really good. And I've made it, like I was saying before, I've made it so that It's got a slight oval in it. Because the plan is, with the Escort, that big black stripe down the side, it's I bought it like a decal stick on. And it was, yeah, it's pretty damn hard getting air bubbles and all sorts of rubbish in it. And I thought, you know what, I ain't doing that again, because with the Escort, you're washing it, and then a sponge hits a corner, and then you tuck it back in. It's just like, nah, that's rubbish. So what I'll do with this car, I'll get the outlining of it made, and I'll actually paint a stripe on. It'll be heaps better, and I can just put clear coat straight over it, and it'll be part of the car, you know. It'll be awesome. So just makes it easier when you wash it too. You have to be so careful. So what I'll do, the GS stripe will sit directly under this body line, go across over the top of the lock, and then it'll just sort of curve off like it does and just end up around here somewhere. So I think probably tomorrow I might finish doing this, or make a start on getting the body line on these rear quarters, and then after that, if I'm going well, I can go onto the roof. The boot never ends, but it's getting there. But as usual, I'm running out of time. I'm back to work on Friday, and today it's Wednesday afternoon, so sucks, but it's the way it is. Working New Year's Eve is not going to be fun, but part of the job, doing shift work. So it's probably a bit of a long video by now, guys. I've just been filming, and I haven't really been doing much editing or anything, so I don't know how long it's going to be, but thanks for watching. Appreciate all the feedback. Yeah, hope you're all having a great new year, and I'll speak to you again later. Hey guys, it's Tuesday 11th January. I've just going over the XB coupe video that I've done before New Year's. I was going to wrap the video up, but then I better point out some of the things I found at Summernats. So to start with, I was at the skid factory, Al and Woody, and at Al he's looking over the Escort's motor, and he's pointing out some of the things, you know, just asking a lot of questions, and yeah, it was really good. So he noted that me throttle body on the Escort come out of like an EL Falcon, or same as a Mustang. I got off eBay, but he reckons I've got this Haltech Elite 1500 ECU. I may as well be running drive-by-wire. So he said, I was looking at this FG Falcon one here, and he told me straight up, but it won't just bolt straight up to the one I've got on there now, the manifold. So I better have to get one out of like a BA Falcon. So I thought I'd pop the hood here and just have a peekaboo at it. Yeah, it's really good. Speaking to these, I watch a bit of Skid Factory, Benny's Custom Works, Hoon TV, and all these other channels. I can't even think of them all, but it's just really good. Look at a Street Machine magazine. I'm reading an article about Benny and his Cresta going to America and going on the drag challenge and that, and then going to Summernats, going to the dyno shed, and all these big names that to me, they're like the people that really inspired me to do what I do in the shed here. I don't just get out of bed and go, oh yes, I'm going to go work on the cars today. You watch stuff on TV, you read magazines, and it gets you inspired, and that's what it's all about. So going to Summernats and seeing all those fellas down there, it was just freaking awesome. I was on a high. The whole time I was there, I seen Skid Factory on the Friday when I went to the dyno shed, and this, you ought to come in, righto. The dyno shed, and seeing all these Skid Factory boys and thinking, yep, the Escort's going to be there soon. I'm thinking, I hope I get the opportunity to talk to these boys. So yeah, it's absolutely unreal. It's got me so buzzed up and keen. I was actually starting to get a bit less inspired to work on the Escort. It just seems like it's dragging on and on, but having all these big popular people looking over it and giving me the big thumbs up is like, yep, that's awesome. So I'll put a bit more time into that. But to wrap this coupe video up, I'll go on about what. So I remember watching Astor Design's video, and he said he's going to be at Summernats. Come see him in the mother's stand, car polish stuff. So I'm like, yeah, righto. So I got there, I think it was on a Saturday. It's freaking hard because I had my son with me and he hasn't always got interest in what I do, but he's pretty patient. So I went looking all over Summernats. I found his car over near the top 60 parked outside, and I'm like, oh shit, he's got to be in the area. He had a little sign on it, come over to the bumper stand. So I had to go to an information centre, found out where he is, but yeah, found him. Had the opportunity to talk to him, and he's pretty busy. People, obviously, there's a lot of people that want to, you know, see what he's doing. But I went over there and started chatting with him, and I took the opportunity not just to talk about what I've got and go on about it. The opportunity was to you know, see what information, what I can learn from it, because obviously he's got a lot of years experience in this field. So I got on the subject of, it was a touchy subject really for me because you cop a lot of flack for it, but when it comes to doing the epoxies and the fillers and all that sort of stuff, so his method of doing it is like everybody else's, is this, so you got your epoxy. So for what he does, this is the resto finish way of doing it, but what he does, he's got what most people do is the epoxy sealer goes over the metal, then you scuff it, then you put your fillers, like your body fillers. So strictly what Astle does, Howard does, he puts the he does the epoxy, puts the 3M filler straight over it. He does all his shaping, body lines, everything with the body filler, nothing else. And when he mixes the filler up, he doesn't just go, I should be right, and just get the filler and then put so much harder. He actually weighs, he does absolute precision. He's very precise about how he does it. So he does his filler, he doesn't even go to the primer fillers. I don't know exactly what he uses in that department, but he hasn't got that far in the XC bias, but he does all that, and then I don't know exactly what he does after that, but one thing he pointed out was really important. It's when you go from the same as Mellomotive, they told me this too. So when you're using the sandpaper, you don't just double them up. So you don't go 60 and go straight to 120. You do it in stages. That way you don't get that bloody drawback and all those sandpaper marks come through. But one thing he pointed out that he probably may not agree with what I'm doing is using this polyester primer. You can just go straight from bare metal right through to the top coat. So what I've been doing is just, this car's a bit of a mix really. I started, most of the car's done epoxy underneath, inside it and stuff, and the back, but the front of the car's done this polyester primer. So polyester, you can just put that straight on to bare metal, and then you can just go on staging, put filler over it, and you put the poly over the filler. But Howard didn't really agree with that way of doing it, which is understandable because you get shrinkage and drawback and stuff. So he recommended the best thing I could do with this car is get it out in the sun, really hot days, and let it bake. Let those fillers cure, settle, draw back, whatever they need to do. Rather do that now, rather than 6 months, 2 months, or 6 months, 12 months time when the car's painted, and then it's out in the sun. Then you notice starting to get drawback where you get sandpaper marks. It shouldn't really happen. So if I do the stages properly, if I do these stages properly and I'm really careful, it should be all right. But the thing that he didn't agree with is using polyester, putting this on there and putting body filler over it, and then going back to polyester, doing it rather than doing the body filler shaping to start with. But I spoke to Mellomotive about this topic, and they said, yeah, it's fine. Just you can put body filler over that, long just scuff it up, obviously, and all that shit. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I'll get back onto this soon, but I reckon the passenger side's, the driver's side's about 95% done, I reckon. I've got down to 400, believe it or not. This side needs another 180. It still hasn't got its shapes up pretty good, but there's a bit of funky stuff going on here. But the body line this side's freaking unreal. That's at Summernats. Also spoke to this dude. He's working the fireys there, and so when the car's in the dyno, they're sitting outside ready just in case it turns to shit. And I was sitting outside with the escort talking, and this dude's come up to me, chat to me about his Falcon, how he wants to put the Dick Johnson flares on it, how he doesn't want to cut into it. So he's telling me about how much he He really likes watching me videos. He hangs out for him, and it's so good to hear that. It's so worth it knowing that people want to watch me stuff, and it's great to put a smile on people's faces and inspire them to push on with their projects. So I'll wrap it up for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, and I'll hopefully have another video up of the coupe soon. So I've got a bit of time off now, so catch you later.